Summary of Lonely for You Only, a Lancaster novel written by Monica Murphy. Chapter 1. Scarlett Lancaster stood in the elevator, her heart racing with a mixture of excitement and nervousness. The layers of her wide, pale pink tulle skirts nearly engulfed the small space as she carefully adjusted them, mindful not to wrinkle the delicate fabric. Beside her, her mother, the epitome of grace and elegance in her high Louboutin stilettos, observed her daughter with an amused smile. "And where am I supposed to stand?" Her mother's voice was light, tinged with amusement as she studied Scarlett's elaborate ensemble. Offering a nervous smile, Scarlett gestured towards the space next to her. "You can stand next to me, Mom." With a careful glide, her mother entered the elevator, her movements graceful and precise, avoiding any contact with Scarlett's voluminous skirts. Scarlett couldn't help but admire her mother's poise, even in the midst of such extravagance. As the elevator descended, Scarlett's thoughts raced, her mind swirling with anticipation for the evening ahead. Tonight marked her 18th birthday, a milestone event that her family had spared no expense in celebrating. The grandeur of the occasion was both exhilarating and daunting, leaving Scarlett feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension. Her thoughts turned to Ian Baldwin, a close friend whom she had known for years. Ian was the epitome of charm and charisma, with a sharp intellect and a winning smile that never failed to make Scarlett's heart flutter. Yet, despite their close friendship, Scarlett harbored a secret crush on Ian, her feelings hidden beneath a facade of casual camaraderie. Ian's future was meticulously planned, a stark contrast to Scarlett's own uncertainty about her path forward. As the daughter of one of the wealthiest families in the country, Scarlett grappled with the weight of expectation, struggling to find her place in a world of privilege. Her father, known for his extravagant lifestyle and larger-than-life personality, had spared no expense in orchestrating tonight's festivities. The mere thought of the lavish affair awaiting her sent a thrill of excitement coursing through Scarlett's veins, tempered only by a nagging sense of unease. The elevator doors opened to reveal the bustling activity of the Plaza Hotel, where Scarlett's birthday extravaganza was already in full swing. The ballroom glittered with opulence, adorned with an array of flowers, shimmering chandeliers, and an abundance of decadent treats. Scarlett's breath caught in her throat as she took in the spectacle before her, the sheer magnitude of the event overwhelming in its splendor. As Scarlett navigated the crowded ballroom, she couldn't help but feel a sense of awe at the extravagance of her surroundings. The air was alive with the buzz of excitement, mingling with the soft strains of music and the murmur of conversation. Everywhere she looked, there were familiar faces and friendly smiles, a testament to the bonds of family and friendship that surrounded her. Yet, amidst the whirlwind of activity, Scarlett couldn't shake the nervous energy that coursed through her veins. Her mind raced with thoughts of the evening's planned festivities, orchestrated by her father to ensure a night of unforgettable entertainment. From the lavish decor to the carefully curated guest list, every detail had been meticulously planned to perfection. As Scarlett mingled with the guests, her thoughts turned to the special performance that awaited her later in the evening. Her father had hinted at a surprise that he promised would leave her speechless, and Scarlett couldn't help but feel a flutter of anticipation at the thought of what lay in store. As the night wore on, Scarlett found herself swept up in the whirlwind of festivities, from the announcement of her arrival to the anticipation of the special performance planned in her honor. The air was alive with excitement, the energy palpable as Scarlett reveled in the magic of the moment. When the time finally came for the special performance, Scarlett's heart raced with anticipation as she awaited the unveiling of the surprise. With bated breath, she watched as the stage was set for the evening's entertainment, her pulse quickening with each passing moment. Then, to her surprise and delight, her father revealed that Tate Ramsey, a former member of Scarlett's favorite boy band, would be taking the stage. Scarlett's eyes widened in astonishment as she realized the magnitude of the moment, her heart pounding with excitement at the prospect of seeing one of her childhood idols perform live. As Tate Ramsey took the stage, the crowd erupted into applause, their excitement palpable as they awaited the start of the performance. Scarlett watched in awe as he began to sing, his voice filling the room with a haunting melody that sent shivers down her spine. As she listened to the familiar strains of the music, Scarlett's mind drifted back to her teenage years, a time of innocence and possibility. She remembered the joy she had felt listening to Tate Ramsey's songs, the sense of connection she had experienced through his music. Yet, amidst the nostalgia, Scarlett couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness at the passage of time. The years had flown by in the blink of an eye, leaving her grappling with the realities of adulthood and the uncertainty of the future. As the performance drew to a close, Scarlett found herself lost in a whirlwind of emotions, her heart overflowing with gratitude for the memories that had been made. Despite the challenges and uncertainties that lay ahead, she knew that she would always cherish the moments of joy and celebration that had filled this special night. As Scarlett stepped off the stage, she was greeted by the warm embrace of her family and friends, their smiles reflecting the love and support that surrounded her. In that moment, Scarlett realized that while the future may be uncertain, she would always be surrounded by the people who mattered most. As she looked out at the sea of familiar faces, Scarlett felt a sense of peace wash over her, knowing that no matter what challenges lay ahead, she would always have the love. Chapter 2. The grand ballroom shimmered with opulence as Scarlett stepped into her 18th birthday celebration. Her pink tulle dress flowed around her, creating an ethereal aura as she navigated through the crowd of guests. The room buzzed with excitement, a symphony of laughter and conversation filling the air. As Scarlett made her way across the room, a hand suddenly grasped hers, causing her to startle. She turned to find Ian standing there, his eyes tracing over her with a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. "Scarlett, hey," Ian said, his voice warm but distant as he released her hand. "Look at you." Scarlett felt a flush of warmth spread across her cheeks at his attention. She had spent weeks agonizing over her outfit, hoping to make a statement on her special day. But Ian's response wasn't quite what she had expected. "Hi, Ian," she replied, trying to ignore the pang of disappointment in her chest. "That dress." Ian's voice trailed off, and Scarlett waited with bated breath for his compliment. But it never came. Instead, he remarked, "It's so big." Scarlett's heart sank at his words. She had hoped for admiration, maybe even a hint of attraction in his eyes. But Ian's comment only served to deflate her excitement. "I wanted to make a statement on my birthday," Scarlett said, her voice tinged with defensiveness. "You certainly did," Ian replied, his tone neutral. Scarlett felt a knot form in her stomach as she struggled to decipher Ian's reaction. Was he impressed by her outfit? Or did he find it excessive, like so many others in her life? Their conversation quickly veered to small talk, but Scarlett couldn't shake the feeling of disappointment that lingered in the air. She had harbored a secret crush on Ian for years, longing for the day when he would see her in a different light. But as their interaction continued, Scarlett couldn't help but wonder if that day would ever come. As the evening unfolded, Scarlett found herself swept up in the festivities of her birthday party. The ballroom was a whirlwind of music and laughter, guests mingling and dancing beneath the twinkling lights. But amidst the celebration, Scarlett's thoughts kept returning to Ian. She couldn't shake the feeling of uncertainty that gnawed at her, wondering if he felt the same way she did. Their friendship had always been a source of comfort for Scarlett, but lately, it had become a source of confusion and longing. Her best friend, Rachel, had warned her countless times about wasting her time with Ian. But Scarlett couldn't help but hold on to the hope that maybe, just maybe, there was something more between them. Determined to confront her feelings once and for all, Scarlett resolved to confess her love to Ian that night. She was tired of hiding her true feelings, tired of pretending that their relationship was nothing more than friendship. But as the hours passed and the party continued, Scarlett's courage wavered. Every time she tried to approach Ian, something seemed to get in the way, a well-meaning friend, a distraction on the dance floor, a sudden interruption. And then, just as Scarlett was mustering up the courage to finally speak her truth, Ian announced that he had to leave. Scarlett felt a pang of disappointment as he made his exit, leaving her standing alone in the middle of the bustling ballroom. As she watched him go, Scarlett couldn't help but wonder what could have been. Had she missed her chance? Had she waited too long to confess her feelings? But before Scarlett could dwell on her thoughts for too long, a new distraction emerged, a familiar face from her past, one she hadn't expected to see at her birthday party. Tate Ramsey. The name sent a jolt of recognition through Scarlett's veins. Tate had been a teen heartthrob in their younger years, his face plastered on posters and magazine covers across the country. Scarlett had been a fan, like so many others, but she never imagined she would see him in person, let alone perform at her own birthday party. As Tate took the stage, Scarlett found herself drawn to him in a way she hadn't expected. His voice was like silk, smooth and mesmerizing as it filled the ballroom with its melodic tones. Scarlett couldn't tear her eyes away from him, captivated by his presence and charisma. But amidst the excitement of Tate's performance, Scarlett couldn't shake the lingering thoughts of Ian. Despite her attraction to Tate, her heart still longed for the familiarity of her friendship with Ian, the comfort of knowing that someone was always there for her, even if their relationship was complicated. As the night wore on, Scarlett found herself torn between two worlds, the past and the present, friendship and desire, certainty and uncertainty. She longed for clarity, for a sign that would point her in the right direction and ease the turmoil in her heart. But as Scarlett looked around the bustling ballroom, she realized that the answers she sought wouldn't be found in the opinions of others or the distractions of the evening. They would come from within, from the depths of her own heart and soul. With a newfound resolve, Scarlett made her way through the crowd, weaving between guests and dancers until she found herself standing face to face with Ian. His eyes met hers, and for a moment, Scarlett felt a flicker of hope ignite within her. "Ian," she said, her voice steady, despite the tumult of emotion swirling within her. "There's something I need to tell you." Ian's expression softened, and he reached out to take her hand in his. "What is it, Scarlett?" And in that moment, surrounded by the shimmering lights and the soft strains of music, Scarlett knew that she had found her answer. It didn't matter what Ian's response would be, or whether Tate Ramsay would continue to captivate her with his charm. All that mattered was the courage to speak her truth, to embrace the uncertainty of the future, and to follow her heart wherever it may lead. With a deep breath, Scarlett looked into Ian's eyes and spoke the words she had been longing to say. "I love you."